Araro, araro, araro. Araro, araro, araro. Araro, araro, ariraro. Araro, araro, ariraro.
அப்பா அலை கதை சொல்றேனா?
ஓ சொல்கிறேனே.
राधे कृष्णा। पूज्य श्री श्री अम्मा की जय। महान ब्रह्मश्री श्री गोपालवल्लीदासर की जय। भारत माता की जय। छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज. We all have heard his name at some point of time or the other. Many times, in fact. We have seen his photos, idols and statues, where he is sitting on a horse, holding his sword aloft, and his horse has lifted two legs up. But do we really know who exactly is Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj? Today, if we can go to temples, chant Krishna Rama Govinda Ganpati Bappa Moria, it's only because of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. So who was he? What did he do? And why is he called as Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj? Why do people hear his name and they feel so proud? I'll tell you a story. Once, Lord Krishna was sitting in Vaikunta, which is his home, and he was talking to all his bhaktas. And he said that today in India, in Bharat, there are a lot of people who are fighting and trying to kill Hindu Dharma. They are trying to bring our orange flag down. Orange flag is a very beautiful color. Orange color is the color which informs us and which tells us about the beauty of Hindu Dharma. That is why it is worn by sannyasis. It is the color of our Swaraj, of Hindu Dharma. And Krishna said that there are many people who are trying to bring our Hindu Dharma down, and we need to stop it. So I need one of you to go, take an avatar, go to Bharat, and again bring Hindu Dharma back on track. So who will go? Each one of the bhaktas sitting over there was capable, and everybody lifted their hand. But Krishna said that I want someone who is not only strong in bhakti, but also has great strength, because this is a time when only bhakti and words of peace will not be do. It will not do. So who is it who can use both his strength of body and strength of mind and bhakti and get Hindu Dharma and bhakti on track? And everybody's eyes fell on one person. Who was it? Lord Hanuman, Bajrang Bali. So Krishna told Bajrang Bali that Hanuman, you go to Bharat, take an avatar, and get Hindu Dharma back on track. Hanuman folded his hands and he flew as only he can to India, Bharat, Hindustan. Hanuman took birth in a family in Maharashtra, and he was named as Narayana. Right from his childhood, he was a very, very mischievous child, because after all he is an avatar of Hanuman, And who else can be as mischievous as Hanuman? He used to play, run, do so many mischief, and everybody was really, really tired of his mischiefs. When he became 3-4 years old, smaller than you all, he got a darshan of Hanuman, who gave him a darshan of Lord Rama. Lord Rama blessed him and told him that he has many things to do. When Narayana was about to get married, he ran away because he didn't want to get married and get stuck in family life. So he ran away. He ran away far, far towards Nasik, towards Panchavati. And he started chanting Lord Rama's name continuously. He was guided by Lord Hanuman. And he started following the path of bhakti. But along with it, he used to exercise and increase his body strength also. He used to do 300 Surya Namaskars every day. 300 Surya Namaskars. And that was a normal thing for him. When he grew a little more, he again started praying to Lord Rama. And he asked for a boon. And when Lord Rama asked that what boon do you want? Narayana said, Lord Rama, give me a child, a disciple, a shishya, who would fight against all the Mughal Samrajya, and he will bring Hindu Dharma on track. And I want a child who will be brave, a warrior. Please give me that, Lord Rama. And Lord Rama blessed him. And that time, Narayana became Samartha Ramdas. Samartha means one who is capable of doing everything, who knows himself and who knows others as well, who is happy and who can give happiness to others, who has knowledge and who can give knowledge to others. That is the meaning of Samartha. And he became Samartha Ramdas. Lord Rama blessed Samartha Ramdas and he gave him a boon that you will get a child and a disciple who will fulfill all your dreams for Swarajya. Those days, there were a lot of Mughals, Muslim invaders who had come to India, who had come to Bharat, and who were destroying our temples, who were troubling our people a lot, and who had killed all our customs and our religions. Shahaji Maharaj, Shahaji Raje, was one such warrior who, in spite of being a Hindu and a Maharashtra-born individual, he used to work for the Mughals. And those days there were 3 different Mughal emperors: Qutub Shahi, Nizam Shahi and Adil Shahi. All of them used to fight for individual lands in India. They had come to our country, our Bharat, our Hindustan, and they were treating it as their own. Shahaji Maharaj sometimes used to work with Nizam Shahi, sometimes with Qutub Shahi, sometimes with Adil Shahi. But whenever he used to leave one Mughal, the others used to run behind him for his life. Shahaji Maharaj got married to Jijabai. Jijabai was a strong, brave woman and she was a great bhakta. Because Shahaji Maharaj's life was always in danger, he told Jijabai that you shift to Pune because we have lot of relatives over there and they will take care of you. Jijabai shifted to Pune. After that, once Shahaji Maharaj's life was in great danger because Nizam Shahi and Adil Shahi both were behind him. And at that time, Jijabai was pregnant. Shahaji Maharaj came to Jijabai and he told her that you shift to one of our fort, a gad. Fort is something, a gad is something which is a big, big palace built on the top of a mountain. And it is always safe because climbing a mountain and attacking is very difficult. Shahaji Raje that time had the fort of Shivneri under his control. So he told Jijabai that you shift to Shivneri fort. Jijabai said okay. And she, along with a few trusted followers of Shahaji Maharaj, she left to Shivneri fort. Shivneri fort is named as Shivneri because of goddess Shivai, an avatar of Mata Bhavani. Because her temple is there on the fort, that is why the fort is named as Shivneri, because of goddess Shivai. When Jijabai reached Shivneri fort, she was very happy. She felt at peace. She felt very, very happy over there. Because of the surroundings, surrounded by greenery, on the top of a mountain. It was very beautiful. Jijabai started staying there, and daily she used to read all our Itihasas and Puranas. Itihasas means Ramayana and Mahabharata. Puranas are stories about our God, Lord Krishna, Lord Shiva, and their stories about their bhaktas. Whole day Jijabai used to read these stories, and she used to think about Krishna, Rama all the day, and she used to visit Shivai Devi daily and take her blessings. This kept continuing for some time. And one day, finally, in the year 1630, on 19th of February, in the evening, at around 6:30 p.m., the whole atmosphere was very beautiful. There was a mild, cool breeze blowing. Everybody felt lot of happiness in their hearts. All the devotees of Krishna and Rama and Govinda and Devi and Shiva, they all felt very happy. They could feel God's presence with them. All the Mughals and all the invaders who had come to India, who had come to Bharat and who were troubling our people, they felt very scared. And they didn't understand why. And at that moment, at that beautiful moment, a child was born to Jijabai. The child was very beautiful, very pretty, a boy, a strong boy. And that boy, because he was born in the Shivneri fort with the blessings of Lord Shivai, of goddess Shivai, the child was named as Shivaji. And he was the one who would bring in Swaraj. And how? That we will hear in the next story. That how Shivaji became Shivaji Maharaj and how he became Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. So till then, think about Shivaji Maharaj and be happy. Radhe Krishna. पूज्य श्री श्री अम्मा की जय. महान ब्रह्म श्री श्री गोपालवल्ली दासर की जय. भारत माता की जय. छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज की जय.